Good morning, class. Today we are going to read a story called Violet the Pilot, and it is written by Steve Breen. And let's look at the front of this book real quick. Let's just look at the front cover. I see a little girl. Looks like she's in some kind of airplane. Maybe. Looks like maybe she built it herself. So I'm going to think about, I'm going to make a prediction. I think this story is going to be about a little girl named Violet, who maybe wants to learn how to build airplanes. Because just judging from the cover, it looks like she maybe built that airplane herself. That's my prediction. You guys can look at the cover and make your own prediction. See what you think that Violet the Pilot is going to be about. So, let's start reading so we can find out. Violet the Pilot by Steve Breen. Everyone in town knew that Violet Van Winkle was a little different. For starters, she and her parents lived in an odd-looking house next to the junkyard her father managed. And while other girls were playing with dolls and tea sets, Violet played with monkey wrenches and needle-nose pliers. Violet was a mechanical genius. By the time she was 2, she could fix almost any broken appliance in the house. By 4, she could take apart the grandfather clock and completely reassemble it. Since she didn't have any friends aside from her dog Orville, she would spend hours tinkering with things from the yard. Violet's parents were very proud of her, although they weren't too happy the time she put a lawnmower engine on her cousin's tricycle. So it sounds to me like Violet wants to be some kind of inventor, maybe. And I noticed this word right here. Let me find it right here. Tinkering. Tinkering. Since she didn't have any friends aside from her dog, Orville, she would spend hours tinkering with things from the yard. We can get clues from the text and figure out what the word tinkering means. I think it means when you fiddle with stuff and you take things apart and put them back together, you're just tinkering. You're tinkering with those things. That looks like what she's doing right here on the floor. Just tinkering. She took the clock apart. Now she's putting it back together. So it seems like she's very smart and she's some kind of inventor. Let's keep reading. The older she got, the more interesting Violet's creations became. Around the time she turned 8, she was building elaborate machines from scratch, and not just any old machines. Flying machines. Wow, she was making flying machines. Her parents couldn't believe their eyes when they saw Violet zoom by for the first time. They were a little worried in the beginning, but they quickly saw that she was a pretty good pilot. "Careful not to hit the house," Violet's father would yell. "And put on a sweater," her mother would add. Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make her wonderful contraptions. Ooh, there's another hard word. Right there, contraptions. I'm going to look at the text and think, what does contraptions mean? So the sentence says Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make her wonderful contraptions. So I think they're talking about her machines that she's building. Like this right here is a contraption. There was the tub bubbler and the bicycopter and the rocket can. Wow! Violet invented all these things. This one over here, the tub bubbler, looks like a lot of fun. And the bicycopter, you could fly up in the sky with the birds on your bicycle. And the rocket can looks a little dangerous. Wonder how she's going to land that. Let's keep reading. The pogo plane, the slide glider, and the wing-a-majing, just to name a few. Violet's engine was pretty sound. The only real hazard were the tall trees and the piles of junk in the yard. And bugs in her teeth. Ooh! Look, when she's flying her airplane, she's getting some bugs in her teeth. Maybe she needs to wear a face shield. What do y'all think? Kids at school would see Violet eating lunch alone and make fun of her strange books and greasy coveralls. Claude and Clyde Mulroney were especially obnoxious. So she's eating lunch all alone, and these kids are teasing her. That's not nice. That's not how we treat our friends, right? Let's see what Violet does. Then one day, Violet noticed a poster in the drugstore window. Air Show, October 20th, it read. That's only 2 weeks away, Violet thought. Can kids fly in the show? Is homemade aircraft allowed? That night, Violet sat in her room thinking about the air show. She knew it would be a good feeling if one of the planes won a prize, and maybe the kids at school would be nice to her. Violet pictured exactly where she would hang her blue ribbon. So look, she's picturing in her mind right here, she's going to hang her blue ribbon right there if she could win. She and Orville spent the next few days combing the junkyard for just the right materials. When they had collected a giant pile of stuff, the building began. One day the Mulroney twins happened to pass by. "Look, it's that girl from school," one of them said. "What are you doing, weirdo?" "I'm building an airplane," she told them. The twins exploded in laughter, then mumbled something mean as they walked away. Orville barked at the boys, but Violet just went back to her project. "Take it easy, buddy," she said. "We're too busy to worry about them." So those boys are still being rude to Violet, and she's just ignoring them. She says, "I got too many things to do to worry about those mean boys." Good for Violet. Finally, after days of hard work, Violet had finished making her flying machine. She named the magnificent new craft the Hornet. "Wait till the people in the grandstand see me flying this," Violet said to Orville. "Look at her airplane she built called the Hornet. That looks pretty impressive." The test flight was a success. Look, she went up, around in a circle. Wow, she can really fly that plane. On the day of the big show, Violet took off, bursting with excitement. Her parents' faces had beamed with pride when they wished her luck, and she thought about that as she flew through the clear autumn sky. She calculated that the trip would take about 20 minutes. She would arrive just in time for the start of the show. Suddenly, something caught Violet's eye. In the river below, a group of people were waving frantically. Violet lowered her altitude to get a better look. A troop of Boy Scouts had run into trouble while canoeing. Violet knew she had to help. Fast. It was easy rescuing all the boys, but Violet piloted the Hornet with careful precision. Oh, it wasn't easy rescuing all the boys, but Violet piloted the Hornet with perfect, careful precision. Saving the Scoutmaster from going over the falls was particularly dangerous. Look at her. She's got a little tire. She's reeling them all up into her airplane. She's saving the day, looks like. Violet dropped the grateful Scouts off at the hospital. Then she checked her watch. 3:30, she said to Orville, sadly. "We missed the air show." She turned the plane towards home and sighed. It was a miserable feeling. So let's look at Violet right here. She did a great thing today. She saved all those Boy Scouts, but she missed the air show. So you can tell by looking at her face right here, she seems a little disappointed. That evening, Violet had no appetite for dinner. She just went upstairs and sat on her bed. All of a sudden, she heard lots of noise outside the house. She and Orville went to the window and discovered that a crowd of people had gathered. Somebody spotted her. "There's Violet!" the boy shouted jubilantly. "There's our hero!" So let's look at all these people outside her house. But first I want to go back and look at this word right here. Jubilantly. It says shh. "There's Violet!" the boy shouted jubilantly. Let's think about what that word means. Let's look at the text evidence and see. Oh, there's Violet, the boy shouted. So it sounds like he's excited. So I think jubilantly must mean that he's excited and happy. Let's keep reading. The Van Winkles stepped outside, squinting from all the flash bulbs that were popping. The press, the mayor, the fire, and the police chief, even kids and teachers from school, had all learned of the rescue that day and had come to praise her. "Young lady, please accept this Medal of Valor as a token of our gratitude and esteem," said the mayor. And he gave Orville a new collar with a license that read, "Canine Hero." From that day on, Violet's parents let her fly whenever she wanted, but her mom still made her wear a sweater. So that was a really good story, because even though some of those boys at school had been being mean to Violet and making fun of her, she still saved them. So that's what a true friend does. She still saved them, and now she's the hero. Even though she didn't make it to the air show to win first prize, she became the hero of their town. Great job, Violet.